I hated the city. That wasn't some silly generic complaint. That wasn't just some generalized conversation starter. I came from a tiny little town in the mountains of Colorado, where the nights when there was cloud cover were darker than the deepest caves, or brighter than Times Square on New Year's Eve when the sky was clear, and every damned star in the universe seemed to shine right down on me. I didn't think I'd seen darkness in my 2.5 years in the city. I was certain I hadn't seen a star. The noise was different, too. You might not believe it, but the nights on the mountain were loud, just as loud as nights in the big city. Except the mountain noises came from the bugs, the raccoons, the wolves, the bears, and, well, there were tons of animals in the mountains much more active at night than during the day. In the city, though, the noise was grating instead of relaxing. The night noise was just more evidence of the terrible anonymity of the day. And that was my problem, I supposed. Anonymity. That was just a fancy word for alone. It would be easy to assume, I thought, in a small town everyone was friends and everyone just loved everyone else, gathering together like some summer campfire night, holding hands while a guy with a guitar leads us all in rousing verses of Kumbaya, or the ants go marching one by one, or Michael row the boat ashore. It wasn't like that. Okay, I guess I could admit it was like that sometimes. That wasn't the point, though. Back home, I knew everyone. I didn't necessarily like everyone, and not everyone liked me, but everyone knew everyone. In the city, I saw more people by the time I got to work in the morning than the entire population of my hometown. Hell, I walked 4 city blocks and there were probably about 2,000 or 3,000 people walking at the same time. The station where I caught my train was filled with people. The train was filled with people. My stop was filled with people. And when I came up and off, there were even more people on the street. My life was filled with people, and I didn't know them. They didn't know me. Before I came to the city, I never heard of Jim Croce. Then I heard a song of his playing from a shop as I trudged my way back to my unhappy little one-bedroom apartment from my unhappy job. The words called to me. Been in so many places, you know I've run so many races, I looked into the empty faces of the people of the night. I looked up the song with my phone. The chorus said Jim had to get out of there. Why? Easy. I'm so alone. Yeah, Jim, I feel you. You'd be surprised how often I thought those words or said those words aloud. I guess going home and listening to that song over and over had something to do with it. It just felt like my entire world had become nothing but this kind of low-level unhappiness. I mean, I didn't walk around sobbing or anything like that. It was more that I just felt trapped and alone and unmotivated. I made my way through my days like anyone, I guess, and the sobbing was pretty much relegated to when I went to bed and got the blankets over me, and realized another 24 hours had passed without anything about my circumstances changing at all. Instead, I was still in this city. I still had no home. I was still unhappy in general. I still felt trapped. I still didn't see any way that would change anytime soon at all. There were probably plenty of people who would say something to dismiss everything I felt. I thought about that one morning as I reluctantly rolled out of bed and then looked at my face in the mirror while I squeezed rainbow-striped toothpaste onto my little pink toothbrush.